Remember, Luciano, he went proxy Raxes and he went for proxy BCs and he got scattered both times. He got shut down both times. So Luciano, he never really got to get into his builds. He never got into his builds, and I would say that he never really got to show his full force in that TBT. We'll see if he can recover and show off here against his Protoss opponents. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have our blue Terran player from the land of Chile, representing clan NWCE. It is Luciano. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the Peruvian Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Mute. We go. And Luciano, he can be a very chaotic player, is what I will say. We have casted Luciano many times on this channel, and we have seen some crazy all-ins and some crazy builds. We have seen Luciano even play mech against Protoss. That has happened before. We'll see if it happens in this series. For now, double gas. Double gas opener out of Luciano. Double gas into a faster factory, into a delayed CC. Muse coming in with the Rope Scouts. Does move in. Also, we appreciate it, Turbo Quacker. We appreciate it. The shout outs. Yes. It's true. We do have a Patreon. Speaking of crowd-funded and community support, shout out to the Latin American region, Latin American scene. Of course, we do our own crowdfunding through our Patreon to host our own tournaments. And for those that are unaware, the HSL is not organized by us, not by the CranKy Ducklings. It is organized by Bond. Bond is a caster from Spain. I should say he's a content creator. He's a content creator from Spain. Does a lot of content on YouTube, and he did actually work together with Enki, a content creator, a caster from Mexico, with Protosito, with the Novak as well, who's also from Spain. Basically, a bunch of casters and content creators from the Spanish-speaking community did come together to actually help crowdfund this event and make this event a reality. So big shout out to the Latin American, to the Spanish-speaking community for making this a thing, for bringing together the HSL. So big shout out. Of course, we have close ties with the Latin American community, so of course we stepped in as well. As Luciano, oh, he's proxying. He's going one base solid. God damn it. God damn. I just want some macro, papi. Oh my god. One base all in out of Luciano, going for the proxy factory and proxy starport as well, into a proxy 1-1. Let's go. Let's go. Because I'm sure even Turbo Quacker remembers, we used to cast like Sentimiento Latino, Batalla de las Américas. We used to always cover Latin American tournaments back in the day. Many years ago at this point. That's where we started, man. That's where we started. As this is going to be the Hellion drop. Okay, it's going to be a Hellion drop here by Luciano. The Adept does get into the main. That should not have happened. That should not have happened. Does get into main base. He searches, he looks, and he sees. He's like, hold up. Where's your Rax? Where's your factory? Where's your starport? Where's your CC? Where's your anything? Nothing is here. Something is wrong. Something is wrong, and Mute, he's piecing it all together. Meanwhile, we here do have the Hellion drop into the main. 3 Hellions, they one-shot probes. They do one shot, and so far damage is being done. Oh my god, they're getting roasted. Yeah, probes are lining up, and so far this is becoming critical damage. This is how many kills so far? 15 kills. Oh my god. Sorkers, they poke in, they shut down the medevac. It's going to be a one-way trip, and Mute, he will defend. He will clean this up, but alas, that's going to be 17 kills here. Luciano, he pops off, gets 17 workers. He's floating back home. He is expanding. He is floating back. I like how he's still making use of the proxy, by the way. He is going for a few. He's going BC. Hellion drop into BC. He's crazy. Unfortunately, he's going to be found. Yeah, he's going to be found out. Mute, as a reminder, he knows that there must be a proxy because he saw the main base was empty, and he will find the starport. Yeah, we'll find the starport. Luciano, he had a great start, but this is maybe one step too far. going into BCs. It's one step too far here. Being very greedy. You can see he's revealing Banshee by showing the research. And yeah, in the end, there is no BC. It's going to be shut down. And this fusion core was a waste. The fusion core, it's not going to come into play. More racks is being thrown down. Getting into his bio. Meanwhile, as we're getting into game one, a big shout to Flipper Flapjack. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Flipper Flapjack, for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. And welcome one and all to the HSL, to the Hispanic Star League. We are here in Group D. We're covering the final best of 3 of the group of the series. Oh my god. And again, Luciano, he popped off. He killed over 15 probes across the map, but the CC is going to be delayed. It's going to be denied. Yeah, the natural base is going to be denied. Mute pushing forward, busting into the main base. Again, there's no tank behind this. Tank just began. The tank did just begin here. There's no upgrades, no stim. Both depots go down. Nice damage here by Mute. It's a couple of depots. Does pull away. Not losing a single stalker. So it's been an intense back and forth. What's crazy, even though Luciano killed 17 probes across the map, Mute, he's still up in workers. He does take another expansion. Luciano, he tried to go proxy BC. He was denied. He just keeps trying to go proxy BC. Like, it's this is not the first time in today's broadcast. He just keeps wanting to make battle cruisers. He's crazy. It's crazy. As Luciano, he does punish. Gets a stalker. Gets one. Get one. Mute, he pulls away. Again, just still containing his opponent. Luciano, he scans. He sees that there is a third expansion on the way. And the pressure's on. He has to do something about it. He has to break out. He's trying to break out, but he leaves out so many Marines in the process. He wants the stalkers. He's not going to get them. GG gets called. No shot. And Mute, he will take a lead in the series. GG. Ay. Again, Luciano, he had such a good start. He had such a strong start here. Again, Luciano, he killed 17 probes with the Hellion job. It was crazy how much damage he dealt. And then, as we mentioned, he did take it one step too far. He went Hellion. If you missed it, he went Hellion drop. He killed 17 workers. Then he threw down a fusion core into BC. The proxy got scouted. The BCs were denied, and he fell behind. Right? He had no follow up. He had vanilla Marines. He had no bunkers back at home. He was torn apart. GG, well played. Mute does take game number 1. Mute does take a lead. Just catching up in the chat. A big shout to Turbo Quacker. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for gifting a sub to the community, gifting a sub to Methlin. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. And again, a big shout to Flipper Flapjack as well. Again, hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great time, whether it was playing StarCraft or even laddering or playing something else. Hope you had a great time nonetheless. Back in the day, yes, back in the day. So jumping into game 2. For those that are just tuning in, welcome one and all to the HSL, to the Hispanic Star League. This is essentially GSL for the Spanish-speaking community, and again, the reason why I say Spanish-speaking is because this is Latino America, and it is also Spain as well. Brazil is excluded from this, so no Brazil, no Portugal either, so specifically Spanish-speaking when it comes to this league. And here we go, we're jumping into our next game. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the red Protoss player. We have the red Protoss from the land of Peru, the Peruano himself. Representing Bing Bong Exports, leading the series 1-0, it is Mute. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Chilean Terran player, the blue Terran. It is Luciano. We go. SC2 and music videos as always. I see. Good old SC2. Literally, it really can't be beat. It can't. It's hard. It's hard to replace. Hard to substitute. I hope you had a good time. Whew. As we do settle in, and we have yet to really experience any kind of mid to even mid game here in our TVPs. Bombilla, he went for non-stop all-ins, and so far LucianO has been quite cheesy as well. Do we finally get to embrace a proper 3-base setup? Do we get there? What is the plan for LucianO? But now, single gas opener means a ranks into an expansion, so economic start out of LucianO does bode well. Does bode well. Mutes being as annoying as possible is zoned away. Now we can settle in. Now we can settle in. Mute going for his own opener. Gate into Cybercore into expansion. Standard opener here out of Mute. Nothing crazy. Our eyes are going to be on LucianO. Now, LucianO, he has attempted to go BCs multiple times tonight. He tried to go BC against Bombilla. He tried to go BC against Mute in game 1. Does he keep going? Does he keep trying? Do we open up 1-1-1 into a fusion core? No shot. Not 2 games in a row. Maybe in game 3, like potentially, but in game 2, I mean, it is LucianO. It's possible. He's crazy like that. Reaper dips in. Gonna be a Twilight Council opener here out of Mute. LucianO, he does scout, does confirm.
Add-on constructed.
Oh, he's got Abathur. Let's go. I don't really hear much Abathur when it comes to our players' announcers, but his voice is so deep. Damn. He's got that reverb. Meanwhile, back at home, 1-1-1. Going for a starport follow-up. Adept does shade into the main base once again, gets a full scout, and this time Muti confirms that this time there are buildings in the main. There are buildings in the main. There is no proxy. Starport is revealed. Ooh, and the Adept kills everything. Gets the Marine, gets the Hellion. Oof. This should not have happened, so very valuable trade here for the Adept. Getting an SCV as well. Finally goes down, but he got a full scout, kills a Marine, kills a Hellion, and an SCV. So nice value there for Mute. Behind this, being safe, throwing down extra gateways. Getting into his 2-gate blink setup. And we'll see if he throws down extra gates. Oh, hello. As we are going to be opening up with our drop. Going to be the initial Marine drop. Early tank production out of LucianO. Curious if he does move out. Is he waiting for his tank? He might be. If so, LucianO, he's gonna commit here. Yeah, he's waiting for the tank. Okay. So LucianO going for a tank drop. Likewise, 2 more gates in production. It's gonna be 4-gate blink. Oh. 4-gate blink stalker out of Mute. Hyper aggression here from the Protoss player. He's gonna have extra stalkers, gonna have mass blink stalkers, and he's going to shut this down. He's going to shut this down and then counterattack. And LucianO, he can't afford to lose this tank this early on. He doesn't know what he's walking into. Yeah, LucianO, he doesn't know. He doesn't know, he doesn't see. Ideally, against 4-gate blink, you want to take a defensive stance. You want to be walling up back at home, sieging up, throwing down bunkers, getting better Sim City. You don't want to be on the map like this. Otherwise, things are going to escalate real fast and real quick. Yeah, Stalkers, they move out. Blink is now done. He dives on the medevac. Medevac goes down. Once again, a brutal dive here from Mute, but nice pick up micro. That's a crazy blink, a crazy dive. But it also means that this army is stranded. Tank will siege. And we've seen some crazy... We've seen some patience level blinks out of Mute here tonight. Like, he sees tanks and he blinks in once again. Once again. Dives in. We'll bring down the tank. Does bring it down. Nice blink control here as well, with the medevac, with the prism. And blinks once again, goes for the tank. Does barely not shut it down. Whew. A very scrappy fight, scrappy engage. Mute trying to catch reinforcements. Turns back around. And he will settle this around. Coming in from the front, coming in from behind. Goes to the dive. Oh, does miss the first volley. That's a brutal trade here for Mute. Again, not the cleanest fight here, not the cleanest cleanup. He will shut down the army. And back at home, Luciano, he has one tank. He has one tank to defend. Second tank will pop out in time. Mute, he lost how many? 10 Stalkers went down. Again, this was a brutal trade here. Maybe the best that Luciano could have hoped for. But both of his tanks are in the main base. He's not protecting his natural. His natural is exposed. And Mute, he's going for it. Going for the natural base. Bunker halfway done. Oh, Reaper is in the main, gets two probe kills. Not bad. 2 workers. Mute pulls away, reinforces. Bunker may barely complete, but the Immortal is here. It has arrived. He's here for the bunker. And it is going to go down. Yeah, natural is evacuated. Luciano, there's no holding onto the natural. Again, he wasn't set up for this. He was just overly aggressive. He didn't know what he was moving into. Didn't know that Mute was going 4 gates. And Luciano is contained on one base. It's contained on one expansion. And Mute is just chilling. Mute, he's expanding, taking his own 3rd base, Forge on the way, gateways into a Robo, into a Bay, into Colossus. Once again, another blink, another dive. Gets another tank. Gets one, going for the other. Both tanks go down. And he will clean this up. He will break the main base. There's barely anything left to defend. There's still 1 tank remaining, forcing friendly fire. We'll clean up the Stalkers. Once again, a questionable dive here from Mute, losing everything. Losing all the Stalkers. Didn't have to do this. Mute losing 24 Stalkers so far. Fun fact, Mute, like efficiency-wise, like, he has lost more gas than his opponent. And almost as many minerals. Like, the trades have not been pretty. But it's good enough. Despite not having the best trades, Mute, he's on 3 bases, and Luciano's on 1. As he's now breaking out. Once again, he trades relatively well. Oh, still bleeding out his Stalkers though, and he will lose everything here. Prism goes down, Immortal as well. And Luciano, he does double expand. He double expands. He's got 3 orbitals. Luciano, he can recover. Yes, he can try to. Mute's still just rallying across the map. Charge is not done. Luciano going for a Hellion run by. Of course, 3 Hellions, 1 shot workers. And Mute, he will find this. He finds the Hellions. He did scout them earlier with his Zealots. And he shuts them down. Mute, he defends, getting his 4th expansion. Charge is now complete. And it's going to be a tough hold here for Luciano. The Zealots do a much better job at diving in and tanking shots. Luciano going for another run by. Mute's going in for the kill. He's hoping to. Oh, nice lineup. 5 probes go down. 7. Gets up to 8. And Mute commits. He just commits in. Takes down the first tank. He gets 1. He's going to get 2. It should be everything. Has no high ground vision, but regardless, GG gets called. He overwhelms the natural, and Mute will take a 2-0 lead. GG. GG, well played. Mute, he will take the 2-0 lead here. Again, these are best of 3s, but all 3 matches are played out. Again, Luciano, he didn't have the worst start, but unfortunately he did have a misread. As a reminder, Luciano, he scouted the Twilight Council opener, but Luciano, he never confirmed how many gateways. He never confirmed the gateway count. He was blindly going for his tank push. He ran into 4-gate blink. He lost everything. What I will say is that, again, Mute didn't have the best trades. He bled out a lot of Stalkers in the process, so it was still very back and forth. But in the end, Luciano, he was still contained on one base. He was still contained. He was still stuck on one base. He could not sustain himself. GG. GG, well played. With that, that leads us here into the into game 3. I was going to say the ace match, but into game 3. As a reminder, all 3 games are played out. This does give Luciano the opportunity to bounce back and to put a point on the board that is going to be important when it comes to the overall map score coming into the group stage. We'll see. So yeah, this does turn out as spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines. We have the blue Terran player from the land of Chile. It is Luciano. So just setting up the scores. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Peruvian Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Mute. Hello. As Luciano, this time he's committing that much harder. This time 2 SCVs move out across the map. We're going for a proxy 2 racks. This is actually going to be quite far away. This is going to be in the corner of the map instead, so very far out of the way here for Luciano. 1 racks back at home. Are we going for a proxy 1-1? Are we going for... I mean, so if you recall on Whispers of Gold, we did have a proxy factory and proxy starport from Luciano. That is true, but this is not that. This is something very different here. It is going to be 3 racks. We have that 3rd SCV. Luciano, he has the money for a racks, which means he's intentionally not making it. Oh, no, never mind. Okay. just delayed. So it is going to be 3 racks here. No gas. No gas. So this is 3 racks, mass marine, and he's going to pull the boys. Homeowner, is that you? Homeowner has a very similar build. I think Homeowner goes 4 racks. He goes 4 racks and then pulls the boys as well. So it's a 1 base all in. 1 base all in out of Luciano. One way or another, the series is about to end. Either he kills Mute or he dies trying. Here we go. Now, Mute, he doesn't see anything. He sees nothing. He goes for the probe scout. He sees a wall. That's all he sees. There could be a Rex. There could be a factory. There could be a CC. Or there could be nothing. Mute has no idea. Mute, he has no idea. Does open Sentry. Very cautious build here by Mute. Sentry opener, what does that mean? That means hallucination. That means he's going to be sending a hallucination across the map to confirm that there is nothing in the main. So here we go. Hallucination does move out. With this, he should be able to confirm the lack of production and should be able to confirm the lack of gases in the main as well. As long as it doesn't get denied here by the Marines. Yeah, it doesn't get that. Oh no! Yeah, he's gonna see everything. He's gonna confirm. Luciano, he tries to hide the boys being pulled, but he already saw. He already saw. It's already too late. He sees no gases in the main base, and I feel like Luciano should have committed anyway. Even if it got scouted, I mean, he's already all in. Like, there's no turning back from this. There's no macroing out of this. He's gonna fake and expand. No shot. So Luciano panicking when it comes to the execution. Bunker gets thrown down, and Luciano, he may be able to force a cancel here, but okay. He's forcing a big reaction. And Luciano, he might be able to expand. He does force a cancel at the natural. He's containing his opponents. We have a wall of shield batteries on the way. And Luciano, does he expand? Remember, he chose not to pull the boys yet. Gases are on the way. He's transitioning. Okay, Luciano, he's transitioning out of this. I mean, considering this response, most likely the best choice. Oh, Mute, no, he's stuck. No, Mute, he's stuck in the main. Stalker is trapped here. Which means, honestly, if the boys were pulled, I think it would have been close. I was gonna say I think Luciano could have killed his opponent, but there's a force field, right? Like, the reality here is that we could have force fielded the ramp, and a force field would have shut this down. So the force field would have been enough. Regardless, Mute, he defends on 1 base, and Luciano, he backs off, and it's time to macro out of this. Let's go. Time to macro out. Bring down more gates. And we'll see if Mute can pull off this 1 base all in, as he's now stuck on 1 base, throwing down extra gateways, getting to a 5-gate setup. So 1 base all in out of Mute. is still contained. The bunker is still maintaining its position. And we have Stim on the way. Stim in production. So we have one base versus one base. I had assumed that LucianO was going to expand, but no. We're not expanding. Mew breaks out. LucianO floating back home. I'm concerned about the lack of bunkers. No bunkers here for LucianO. If he had some bunkers here, I'd be more confident in his defense. But Mew has potential. Does have potential. There's another warp in. Mew's moving forward. Does move in. Likewise picks off the Marines. Stim is still not done. No bunker. And Mute, he's just going to walk in. He's just going to overwhelm here. There's just nothing to defend. We have vanilla Marines, vanilla Marauders. No add-ons, no upgrades. Yeah, Mute, he is just going to step in. From here, the boys have to be pulled. Nice force fields. Zoning away the SCVs. And zoning away the Bio. The Marines, they do nothing. Again, using the Sim City against LucianO. Going for another warp in. And yeah, Mute's one base all in. Just trumps the one base all in of LucianO. GG gets called. And Mute, he will take the series 3-0. The first and only 3-0 of the broadcast. GG. GG, well played. Mute, he will claim the series. We'll take it 3-0. LucianO had some interesting builds. Again, I appreciate the attempted BC play, and likewise I appreciate that LucianO did spice things up quite a lot. We had something very similar out of Bombilla. Bombilla was a little bit more successful though. Bombilla, he was a little more reliant on 2 base all-ins, more than 1 base all-ins, and that is where Bombilla had more success. I will say that there were definitely opportunities for LucianO, especially considering some of the decision making. I do think that some of the blinks from Mute were crazy and were hurting him more than helping him when it came to some of the dives that he had gone for. So maybe some overconfidence there out of Mute, but overall, GG. GG, well played. That leads us here into our scores, into our group. Let's go. Here we go. This was Group D, of course, and it was a spicy one as well. We almost had every series going to game 3 in a back and forth kind of like setting. We had Bombilla. Bombilla took down Tiny Hose 2-1. We had Bombilla taking down LucianO 2-1. Mute took down sorry, should fix that up actually. My apologies. Do have to fix that. But Mute took down Bombilla. I have to fix up that score line. There we go. Mute took down Bombilla 2-1, and Mute took down LucianO 3-0. So in the end, Mute will come out in first place in Group D, and Bombilla will come out in second place, as the only player that Bombilla lost to was Mute. Mute was the only player to defeat Bombilla. LucianO, I would say, had a good chance, had a good showing. Did struggle here in that TVP, but did actually have a back and forth in that TVT earlier today. Unfortunately, it's top 2. Unfortunately, only top 2 make it out of the group. So it's going to be Mute alongside the Peruvian Terran player Bombilla. LucianO will not make it out of the group. LucianO is going to be eliminated. And I want to say that that's the first big name eliminated from the group stage. Yeah, the first big name going down. I guess now that we wrap up week 1, we can go over the Wikipedia page. I think we're safe to do so. Yeah. We are going to be safe to do so. Un momento. Bam. There we go. Okay, so we do have our first 4 groups wrapping up. We have our first 4 groups wrapping up here. If you missed out on the broadcast, I do recommend checking out yesterday and the day before that's broadcast. We did cover Group A, B, C, and D already this week. Group A, we have Special and Ferris Spitter making it out. They do advance on out of Group A. It's great to see Juanito back once again. Again, he has not been competing for a very long time. The last time he really did compete was last year in EWC. Since then, Special has been very inactive, but he is back for the HSL. Likewise, we did have Galahad, Kevin, ECU, and Luna. Unfortunately, not making it out of Group A. Group B, we had Akeron. If you missed out, I do recommend again the broadcast. Akeron, typically is a Terran player. I would say he is the best player from all of Spain right now, and is traditionally a Terran player, but in this group he returned as Protoss. Akeron also has been very inactive. Similar to Juanito, I was afraid that Akeron had silently retired. He hasn't competed since October of last year. It has been months since Akeron has touched this game, and in his return, he returns as Protoss, not as Terran. So Akeron, he's back as Protoss. Is he going to compete in the entire tournament as Protoss? Is this the official switch from Terran to Protoss for Akeron, or is this a one-off? Yet to be determined. Right now, we're in an era of StarCraft where a lot of players are switching to Protoss, a lot of players are playing Protoss, again, for good reason. So Akeron is, I would say, actually the first to make the full switch. Right now, a lot of players are switching to Protoss just to avoid certain matchups, to avoid ZVZ or to avoid TvT. That's typically where players are mainly playing Protoss, but Akeron, he so far has made the full switch. So we'll see if that stays, we'll see if that persists. Likewise, we had Peruano making it out in second place out of Group B. It was a close back and forth between Peruano and Daryl. Likewise, shout out to Albert and Havertz for also competing from Bolivia, from Spain. Also, Kevin from Colombia and Galahad from Argentina as well. Peruano is a player that I'm very unfamiliar with. To me, he's more of a ladder hero. I remember seeing Peruano on the ladder, and I had just assumed it was an alt account. I'll be honest, I assumed it was like maybe Shelby or maybe Alexander, Tiratuga. Like I was assuming it was maybe Zion's, assuming it was an alt account. But no, Peruano, he is his own individual player, right? He's his own competitor. And this is one of the first big events for Peruano. Again, typically just a ladder hero. So I'm excited to see how well Peruano will perform. More of a newer face to the scene. More of a newer face. Scrolling down, we have, of course, Group C. Group C was, we casted yesterday. We had Chem and Zions as the top two players. Chem in first place, Zions in second. We had Boreal, of course, from Argentina. I would say he is the best, currently the best player in Argentina. Greater than Galahad, I would say. But last, oh, sorry. I believe that's Salvador. Hold on. Yeah, mixing up my flags. Oh, Guatemala. Oh, sorry. Galahad from Argentina, Boreal from Guatemala. Oh my god, my apologies, my apologies. Mixing up my flags. From Guatemala. Let's go. Didn't know, didn't realize. My mistake, my mistake. Is that correct? Hold on. I'm pretty sure Boreal, I've spoken to him before. I think he told me he was from Argentina. I might be mixing him up with another player. I'll have to double check that. We'll double check. We had Demi, we had Arez as well. I will have to fix this. Arez did not play Zerg. He did not play Zerg, he played random. So Arez was a random player instead, so we will have to fix that up. But regardless, Chem and Zions do make it out as the top two players in the group. Meanwhile, scrolling over, we have a Group D. We have the group that we just wrapped up. Mute and Bombilla coming out first and second. Luciano barely not making it out. Then we had Tiny Host, and then we had Lillian Luna as well towards the bottom half of the bracket. Again, these are round robin. A lot of matches are played. Because there are so matches played, that is the reason why we are only covering the highlights of the group. I would love to cast everything, but especially because of how busy our schedule is, I don't want to like jam pack it too much. I want to keep things a little bit leaner while I can. So just covering the highlights here of the group stage. Otherwise, it's just a lot of games. It's round robin, so it's just a lot of games, a lot of matches, a lot of matchups there. So just for the sake of brevity, we only cover the highlights. But you can see those matches. Can see those series. Light not covering every 3-0. SMH my head. True, true. Yeah, only covering the highlights here for the group stage. I do plan on covering everything for the playoffs, but here for the group stage, just a couple of matches here and there. Not everything, not everything. Do apologize, do apologize. Not everything. Just catching up with the chat. Great scouting and strong play from Mute there. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Very nice scouting in the entire series. In the entire series. But that wraps up our first week of the group stage. We have more groups to come. We have more groups to come. I don't know if you noticed there, but the other groups have yet to conclude. They haven't finished yet. Basically, the way this works here is that players, they play out their matches ahead of time, and then they submit their replays to the admins, and then it is updated here on Wikipedia. We are still missing matches and missing replays from the second half of the group stage. So over the next couple of days, I'm sure they are going to wrap up. They're going to be collected, and next week we're going to be going over the rest of that group stage and wrapping up the rest of the tournaments. The playoffs are going to be casted live. The groups are covered by replays, but the playoffs will be live, and currently the playoffs are scheduled for April. April, I think the second week? Yeah, the second week of April. The weekend of the 12th. The weekend of the 12th is when the playoffs are going to be held. So we do have still a couple of weeks to wrap up the groups, to wrap up the group stage and to wrap up those matches. In the upcoming groups, we're going to be featuring players like Eggs, El Huevito, going to be featuring Vortex, of course, Lucifer's brother. Vortex, he is a legend in StarCraft. I look forward to seeing him again. Draconics, Ryojin, Davito, Neo as well as Eon. Eon also going to be featured. So plenty of amazing players are on the horizon. Going to be covering all of them here on the CranKy Ducklings. Look forward to it. Do look forward to it. Otherwise, we are going to be wrapping up. We're going to be wrapping up here for the time being. So just catching up here with our setup. We're going to be wrapping up for the time being. We're going to be live once again, though, in a couple of hours with the podcast. The podcast is going to be in 7 hours. In 7 hours' time, we're going to be live with the podcast, so do tune in, do check that out. It's going to be amazing, going to be beautiful. We're going to be catching up with the news of the week. Actually, I can just show you here. Bam, the weekly schedule. So we just wrapped up on Friday with the HSL. We have the podcast this evening. We have KSL tomorrow, MSO, and a very busy Sunday as well. So plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft throughout the week here. Again, we are live on a daily basis, casting StarCraft on the CranKy Ducklings, live multiple times a day, every single day. So plenty of content, plenty of casting to go on. And again, the podcast is our weekly talk show where we go over all the news of the week. This week, we are going to be going over the latest GLHF interview. What else is on the agenda? Hold on. Let's see. We have the GLHF interview. Oh, right, true. We have the Beyond documentary. I have to catch up on that. We have the Beyond documentary. We have Shopify. They did just have their show match in StarCraft Evolution. What else do we have? We have other Open Cups as well. We're going to be catching up with the Hispanic Star League, Amantes, the 3D Clan events, alongside all the other Open Cups. Likewise, you have to catch up on the the Pigsty Festival. True. Pigsty Festival, Rex March Madness. Wardy TV, he's going to be hosting a Boomer Bash, so we're going to be catching up on that. And of course, the Stara Zagora qualifier. So there's plenty to go over here throughout the week. So we'll be catching up on that over the weekend. This evening here in 7 hours time. Otherwise, I'm gonna go make some overlays. Gonna go make some graphics. I got a lot of work to do. Regardless, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a great time. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great time here with the CranKy Ducklings, and we'll see you guys next time. If you want to watch some more CranKy Duckling action, check out our socials, !socials in the chat. You can check out our YouTube channel. We do upload on YouTube on a daily basis, so plenty of content on YouTube. If you cannot watch us live, then check us out on YouTube. I do see in the chat someone asking, where do you live? Australia, Papi, Australia. Live in Australia. From Peru, kind of. But yeah, you can check us out on YouTube. Likewise, we stream on TikTok, we stream on Kick, we stream on Facebook as well. We stream on all the platforms, but YouTube is the place to be for VOD content. Also, if you want to help support us, Patreon, !Patreon in the chat. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. Thank you so much to all of our supporters. Again, it's thanks to all support that we're able to host our events on a regular basis and that we're able to boost the prize pool. We recently reached our latest goal on Patreon. We now have a boosted prize pool for STC, SDO, and MSO. All of our events now have, again, a boosted prize pool coming into April, and our next goal is to boost the prize pool even further of our Open Cup of Sparkling Tuna Cup, our weekly tournament. So that's going to be the next event to get an even more increased prize pool with that next goal. So thank you so much to all of our supporters. We appreciate it. We do appreciate all the support in the chat. Thank you so much, whether it's through Patreon, whether it's through subscribing, whether it's through just watching. Thank you so much. Otherwise, wrapping up, and we will see you guys next time. We'll see you guys tomorrow or later on tonight. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who can we raid? I do see El Chanchito. I see Pig is live. Who else is live? I see Snake Styles. Enki is doing a rebroadcast. What else? Zombie Grub is playing team games. Let's go. I don't often see Zombie Grub streaming. We could raid Zombie Grub. We could raid. I see Patty is streaming. Davito. Davito would be very in theme. Would be very in theme. True. We could raid him again. Yeah. We'll raid Davito. Davito. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao. Papi, ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.